Lale, I want to begin with you and really get an understanding to establish what the bias is in this market going into this meeting in Argentina. What is it?
Look, I think the markets are nervous. I think the trade has been a topical subject for a whole year. I joke, I say, I think if we played bingo with keywords of being trade, tight credit spreads, and Fed rate, I think you would win throughout the entire year. Look, the reality is trade is a little bit of a sticky point. I think the long-term concerns about the challenges around intellectual property rights, the forced transfer of technology, these are long-term struggles, and they're not going to get resolved at G20. It's just not going to happen. I think the best outcome we can really hope is some sort of a promise that the two parties will continue to talking, and I think that will help ease a little bit of the pressure. I think that's our best outcome, but the markets are certainly nervous.
Peter?
I think the markets are nervous, but people are actually positioned slightly bullish. So I think we're actually set up for more of a disappointment. I think it's very unpopular to say you're hopeful something good will come out. I think deep down, a lot of people are positioned for something good to come out. I think we're going to be disappointed. I think maybe we see some pullback on tariffs, but that just sets the stage for, I think, a much longer and protracted battle.
Chris?
I think what the administration did in the last 24 hours is try to set the bar really, really low. Coming out with talking about extra tariffs or we're not going to back down and things like that. That's setting the bar very, very low. So we'll see what the market does today, and not to take one day or the next, but when you really just think about it, as Lale said before, a framework, some kind of framework has to come out of this weekend. It doesn't have to be a long-term solution. There's no way there's a long-term solution coming out, but a short-term Band-Aid solution to keep the markets relatively stable is very much needed.
And I think you have to pay attention to what China is here for the long haul, right? I mean, we just went through midterms. Trump is going to be up for election in 2020. They can certainly wait and see. And the impacts of the economy, yes, China is feeling certainly more than the U.S., but what's the rush? Let's just play the noise. We'll continue to talk and just keep the market float.
But Peter,
I think it's also becoming...
From listening to you guys, it's pretty interesting to me that your expectations are so low that all it might take is a handshake and a smile, and you could get a short squeeze.
Well, I think we all expect a handshake and a smile. That's what we get every time Trump meets a world leader in person. He tends not to pick fights when he's there in person with someone, right? Most of the times you get these nice photo ops, and sometimes, or most of the time, very little happens after that. So I think the market's now well trained to expect a little photo op, some niceness. Anything less than that, I think we're in free fall probably.